Welcome to the channel where power, precision, and strategy meet in the skies. Today we uncover a jet that has operated under the radar of mainstream attention, but has played a silent, yet powerful, role in shaping air dominance in the Middle East. This is the F-151 RAAM, Israel's formidable multirole fighter born from American innovation and Israeli ingenuity. The story of the F-151 RAAM begins with the legendary F-15E Strike Eagle, a combat-proven jet developed by McDonnell Douglas, now Boeing, for the United States Air Force. While the base model of the F-15E was designed to be a dual-role fighter with both air-to-air and air-to-ground capabilities, the Israeli Air Force had other plans. Israel, no stranger to adapting platforms to meet its own security needs, took the bones of the Strike Eagle and turned it into something even more lethal, even more adaptable. That evolution resulted in the RAAM. The F-151 RAAM is more than a rebranded F-15E. It is the product of continuous upgrades, integration of advanced Israeli technology, and a mindset focused on operational superiority in the region's most hostile environments. RAAM, meaning thunder in Hebrew, lives up to its name, not just with its roaring twin engines, but with its sheer force projection across thousands of kilometers. Under the hood, or more appropriately under the fuselage, the RAAM is powered by two Pratt & Whitney F100PW229 engines, each generating nearly 29,000 pounds of thrust. These engines not only allow the RAAM to reach speeds over Mach 2.5, but also provide enough raw power to carry an extraordinary payload exceeding 23,000 pounds. This includes a mix of air-to-air and air-to-ground munitions, Israeli precision-guided bombs and standoff missiles like the Popeye and Delilah. However, hardware is only part of the equation. Israel's defense technology sector, known globally for its sophistication, transformed the jet's brain. The RAAM's avionics suite is no longer standard American. Israeli engineers replaced and supplemented key components with local systems, advanced radar warning receivers, electronic countermeasures, real-time data link capabilities, helmet-mounted display systems, and more. This transformation gave Israeli pilots the ability to adapt instantly in fast-changing threat environments. Another defining aspect of the RAAM is its range. Unlike many fighter jets that require frequent refueling, the RAAM is fitted with conformal fuel tanks that extend its operational range by hundreds of kilometers without compromising performance. This allows Israel to project power far beyond its borders, targeting enemy facilities or missile installations in countries like Iran or Syria without needing foreign airspace access or constant aerial refueling. Let's take a closer look inside the cockpit. The RAAM is built for a two-person crew pilot and weapon systems officer. Each crew member operates from multifunctional displays that integrate radar, navigation, targeting, and threat monitoring. Israeli customization allows faster data processing and AI-supported decision-making in high-stress scenarios. In the heat of battle, this edge can mean the difference between success and loss. The RAAM also boasts exceptional survivability. Its defensive suite includes radar jamming pods, automatic flare and chaff dispensers, and a missile approach warning system that gives the aircraft multiple layers of protection against surface-to-air and air-to-air missile threats. Israeli systems are designed to not just avoid detection but to fool, blind, and jam enemy systems, turning the hunter into the hunted. Operationally, the F-151 RAAM has been involved in numerous missions, many of which are still classified. However, intelligence reports and defense experts suggest that RAAMs have been deployed in surgical strikes against weapons convoys in Syria, nuclear infrastructure developments, and missile depots belonging to hostile militias. These missions are carried out with absolute precision, often at night, and under the cover of electronic silence or electronic dominance. Beyond the visible capabilities, the RAAM plays a psychological role in regional geopolitics. For Israel, maintaining aerial supremacy is not just a strategic need, it is a national doctrine. With a small geographic footprint and surrounded by historically hostile neighbors, Israel requires aircraft that can deliver immediate, overwhelming response to any threat. The RAAM delivers exactly that instant projection of power, deep penetration into enemy territory, and the flexibility to adapt mid-mission. One might ask, in an era where fifth-generation stealth fighters, like the F-35, are dominating headlines, how does a fourth-generation platform like the RAAM still remain relevant? The answer lies in balance. The RAAM may not be stealthy, but it is fast, heavily armed, deeply integrated with electronic warfare, and supported by real-time battlefield intelligence from drones and satellites. Stealth jets like the F-35E are for specific missions. The RAAM is the hammer, the jet that brings the storm when diplomacy fails. It's important to recognize that the F-151 is not a relic of the past. It continues to evolve. Israel regularly upgrades the RAAM software and hardware. New targeting, pods, satellite communication enhancements, and AI-assisted threat detection are being added. There is even talk of integrating loitering munitions and drones into its operational network, allowing the RAAM to command and coordinate attacks beyond its own line of sight. Another factor often overlooked is the level of pilot training. Israeli pilots undergo one of the most rigorous training regimens in the world, with real-world mission planning and threat simulations that closely mirror their potential adversaries. When combined with the RAAM's capabilities, this results in an aircrew that can outthink, outmaneuver, and outfight most opponents in the region. Visually, the RAAM may appear similar to the F-15E, but there are telltale signs. It's conformal. Fuel tanks are more streamlined, and its underwing pylons often carry Israeli-developed weapons rarely seen outside the country. Its nose cone may house modified radar systems, and its underbelly often hides specialized sensors used in covert operations. Each aircraft also carries a unique Israeli serial number and sometimes personalized nose art. With rising tensions in the region, the role of aircraft like the RAAM becomes even more crucial. It serves not only as a guardian of Israel's airspace, but as a first-strike deterrent that ensures potential enemies think twice. Whether it's an armed shipment moving at night through desert terrain or a hidden missile base hundreds of miles away, the RAAM is the aircraft Israel trusts to strike. With speed, surprise, and accuracy, the aircraft's psychological impact also cannot be overstated. It sends a clear message: Israel doesn't just defend its skies, it owns them. And anyone who challenges that ownership must be ready to face the thunder. The RAAM. In a world increasingly reliant on unmanned drones and cyber warfare, manned jets like the F-151 RAAM still hold the line. They're not just relics of old wars. They're dynamic, adaptive, and deeply woven into the military strategies of nations that understand power projection is still about presence, pressure, and precision. The future of the RAAM remains open. Whether through deeper integration with stealth platforms, AI coordination, or next-gen weapon systems, one thing is certain: the RAAM isn't going away. It continues to evolve with every passing year, every technological leap, and every mission it flies. So, the next time you hear thunder crack across the skies of the Middle East, it may not be from the clouds, it may be the sound of an F-151 RAAM soaring overhead, locked onto its mission, executing with perfection, and disappearing into the night. If you enjoyed this in-depth look at one of the most powerful and underappreciated fighters of our time, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. More detailed breakdowns of world-class aircraft and defense tech are on the way. Until next time, stay informed, stay sharp, and keep your eyes on the skies.